Yo, so end of another interesting day. We literally just wrapped up. We have a few more things to do, then we're gonna jump into the sheets and then do everything again tomorrow. But I recorded a video before this one and I felt like I was just a bit too I went against my own rules of recording content, which is you just don't fake it. So when I've worked with people and we filmed content for them, what usually happens is as soon as they know the camera's recording, they put on a persona and that persona isn't them. It doesn't feel organic. It looks weird when you watch it back. It just feels weird, not just to you, but to them as well. And so I just find people are a lot more fun and enjoyable when they're not trying to fake or push a personality. And yeah, so we're just re-recording the video again, I guess, just to make sure that I actually don't. Well, I did it the first time because I also couldn't see myself, which isn't the real issue, but like now I can actually call myself out if that makes sense. But yeah, not start, but this is one of many videos that I've got recorded already. I might release that one as well. Release, bro. Bro's using big words. Release, right? I might also post that one as well, simply because um, it's okay. I watched it back and I listened to that and it was unbearable. But the point of that video is what I'm gonna go across right now, which is, as the title hints and says, the art of rage bait. Now, the art of ragebait, what I mean by the art of ragebait is like, you have the book The Art of War by Sun Tzu, the ragebait. So now ragebait is like, it's been trending over the last few weeks if you look on social media. And what that essentially implies is, what that means is basically when somebody makes you angry. So like being able to trigger people, right? The ability to rage bait people, to get people to react emotionally. Um, in more of an angry sense, I guess. So for them to actually tap out. What's the actual word for that? I can't think of the actual word for that. But point is, you get them to react very angrily or impulsively. That's the word, to something by the things you say. So it's like, for example, the guys who really love basketball, you'll come in the most serious tone and say, "I think Shaq's a bit better than MJ though," and then and then they'll come and they'll I don't know, they'll fight you on that. But you say, I think I could beat MJ though. Like, yeah, me and my primes. Long story short is that will make them react in a very impulsive way. Sorry, we're getting responses, bro. We're getting responses. Sorry, what was I saying? No. To make this very short, that's rage bait in a summary, right? In summary is when you get somebody to react by tapping the right points. Like, in high school, we used to have like instigators. I was one of them, where you'd have these people who, whenever there's a fight that's about to break out, these guys were the culprits. They caused this whole thing. And so these guys, sorry, my eye, there's something in my eye, which is why I keep on touching my eye. But these guys would consistently, what? Fair enough. These guys would consistently I would consistently, whenever I could see people were getting like a bit of tension or there was a bit of friction between people, it's like that's when you strike. That's when you start going like, oh, so you're saying she's not like, she's not pretty. She said you're not pretty. Like, I'm saying you go in and you start basically just picking at the little loose ends, and then the whole thread becomes undone, and this person wants to go for the other person's throat. And yeah, it's instigation basically. It's the art of instigation. And you need to learn the art of instigation for yourself on a personal level, because when you can actually learn how and what makes you tick as a person, you're able to tweak yourself and get yourself to do things that aren't conventionally, they're not normal to you, right? So for example, waking up very early, say you have to really wake up very early for work, or you need to go somewhere to meet someone really early for work, really early, not for work, just really early. If you're not used to waking up early, you're going to have to convince yourself and force yourself to actually get up early. You're going to actually have to reason with you, and it's going to be a little mini dialogue in your head of you telling yourself you need to get up early, right? And you decide that it's so important, you have to go against the grain, you have to go against what you're used to doing, which is sleeping in, right? And so in those moments, you're relating to the part of like you're triggering yourself, because that's not normal to you. So you're triggering the reaction. You're triggering you getting out of bed when that alarm goes off, despite it being dark outside, because you need to go meet someone, whatever it is, right? And the reason why we do anything, right, it's not to go too in depth, but it's tied down to your beliefs. So it's like you don't do stuff you don't believe in, right? So your beliefs are the bedrock for why you do stuff. But with and on the note of rage baiting, it's more so just the whole ability to get yourself to get angry, get emotional, get irrational and impulsive about things that you're generally not impulsive on. So for example, it's like when you're working or studying and you want to stay focused, right? You can rage bait yourself into getting back into that work zone. You can rage bait yourself into getting back into the workflow by saying to yourself, hey, like, come on, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of it. I literally had every single example. My brain's just dying down. Sorry. You can rage bait yourself. I'll give you an actual example that's happened with me, right? Is me and my friend were running in the gym, right? We're on the treadmill running. After a gym session, we'll do some cardio. And so as we're running, the way he usually does it is he just goes up and down and up and down and up and down. So he takes up the speed, then he lowers it, then he takes it up and he lowers it. And he just cycles through that until he's done with the 15 minutes. So he'll do like 15 minutes. When I go with him, I just do what he does. And so with him this particular day, I sat down with him and I was like, dude, like I'm willing to bet you can't, like you can't do a full 16. You can't do a full 16 or 15 minutes on like in like on the speed level, which was 8. He's used to doing like 6 and 5. So it's like he's not used to doing 8. He'd go like 5 and then 4, 5 and then 3. So he'd be going from 5 below. And so I'm like, dude, like you can't do 8 and stay there and like not take it down. And basically, as we're running, I'm just chatting the most. Like I'm just waffling the most, right? And so eventually this guy, he got so fed up. He was like, I'm gonna prove it to this guy. And he ran. Obviously, it was intentional because I was like, let me make him run because like this guy's not used to doing this, but it's good for him. It's better for weight loss for him and for me. So it's like, yeah, I got a partner doing this as well. But for me, it was also like just like I don't know, trash talking for me is a sport, man. So in that little moment, I'm chatting the most criminal, condescending nonsense in his ear, and he just got so fed up. He's like, I'm gonna run it all. And I could see him struggling. I could genuinely see him struggling and wanting to press the button. I was like, tap it, just tap it, just press it. You'll be fine. This guy did not want to tap out. So in the end, he ended up finishing the whole 16 minutes on that speed level, and he even upped it at the end just to like ick it in my face. And so that's what I call a successful rage bait. Because in that moment, I made him do something that was unconventional to himself. Well, I rage baited him. Simply put, like, I'm not going to go in depth again. But the point is, you can do the exact same thing to yourself in situations where, for example, you need to go for that run, but you're not used to it. You don't think you can really do it. But I mean, humanly, you can do it, right? It's only possible because you've seen people. Well, you know it's possible because you've seen other people do it. And this is with a lot of different things. So you could apply this to work, right? If you want to work for long hours, you can rage bait yourself into working by literally just threatening your own identity. So it's like, oh, come on, Mordecai's not. He's not the type to do hard work 8 hours a day, like just straight, one go. And you could accidentally just do that just because you triggered the right emotional responses, right? And it's like the good way I like to remember this and think about this sometimes is it's like those siblings, right? Moments with your siblings where for some reason, every single thing that they do is so annoying. They're biting the fork, they're breathing, even like the beatboxes that they're doing with it. Like that stuff just gets so annoying. As a kid, like that would happen between me and my brother. And it's like you've made an active decision that you just don't like this person as well. So it's like everything they do is gonna annoy you. But you can do this with yourself, like literally every day with everyday tasks that you need to get done. For example, for me today, I had a to-do list that we had planned out yesterday. And this is what I call the perfect day, pretty much, which is where you sit down and you map out what the perfect day looks like and you get all the things that you do on the perfect day. So this is from like things you do, not what happens to you. So it's like if some guy randomly gifts you $1 million on that day, which would be amazing, that's not what you'd write down. you'd write down everything you did on a perfect day. So it's like, for example, for me, on a perfect day, I got up. I just remembered something. On a perfect day, I'll get up and I will pray, read my Bible, clean my room up, and then open the window, go downstairs, drink a cup of coffee outside in the garden, for example, right? And let's say that's all I did on a perfect day. So if I wanted to have more perfect days, I know sleeping in is an option because I need to be up and do all those things I just said. And so I just make sure that I'm up, pray, read my Bible, go downstairs and make a cup of coffee and go outside. Like that's the formula for a perfect day, meaning I would just implement everything that I did in the past to get the perfect day again. And so that's what I've been doing with my to-do list, except for everything. So from everything from work to play to resting to even the content creation right now, right? So it's like everything is pretty much put on a to-do list. And so for me, I can kind of rage bait. It's harder to explain now after I've explained like 3 times. First time I recorded this, the video wasn't recording. Second time, I don't know what I was doing, matter of fact. So yeah, this is gonna have to suffice, man, until next time. But I am curious to see what y'all are actually enjoying. I got some good feedback on, I think, the second last video I posted. So do appreciate y'all who are watching this, and please let me know what you'd like me to speak about more. I will try. We'll post more, but let me upload this one so I can go to bed.